Hey there, it's Power Coach Alishia here for your Power Up with Power Coach Alishia. I'm your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, educational, and transformational speaking and life coaching with a twist of tough mama bear, no fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit love. I specialize in helping women step into their personal power, unleash their inner badass, and put themselves first without feeling guilty, unapologetically authentic. And this week's theme was supposed to be on money mindset. However, it is the Get Your Shift Together workshop this week, and that kicks off today. So if you are not registered for the Get Your Shift Together workshop, please go to workshop.powercoachalisha.com, or you can copy and paste the link that's in the description of this video and get signed up. It's 100% free. We will be working on your money mindset in the workshop and so many other things that I thought that I didn't want to overlap content between the two. So we are going to keep Power Up with Power Coach Alishia, just whatever the hell's on my mind and what I want to talk about. And then we will do money mindset inside of the Get Your Shift Together workshop. All right, so get this party started. Hi, Tessa. I have the darkest circles under my eyes today. I don't know what's up. I am not sleeping well. I guess that's what's going on. All right, so as you guys are getting on here, tell me all about how was your weekend? In one word, how was your weekend? I want to know. My one word and how my weekend was is fun. I had a really fun weekend. It felt normal. If I had to choose another word, I would use normal, which is nice. A little normalcy is good in the midst of shit showery. All right, so if you are on replay, just drop hashtag replay in the comments. Though if you are on here live, make sure you say hi to me in the comments. I am almost done sharing this. So remember that the Get Your Shift Together workshop starts tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern. Pre-work is already going down in the group. If you haven't signed up yet, be sure to go to workshop.powercoachalisha.com. The Get Your Shift Together workshop is a free workshop, so I highly recommend you get in. I get that you do still have a lot going on with the, kids at home and work shifting, but you do have more time on the leisurely side of it. So this is a perfect time for personal development, clearing out your shit, and growing as a person. All right. Hi, Tanya. Relaxing for Mary. Yay. So in one word, how was your weekend? I chose fun, and I don't remember my other word already. But I did choose fun first and foremost. Kellyanne's in the house. Holy shit, I have 90 notifications from Facebook. I'm going to be clearing them out all day. Amanda Cleveland's in the house. Tammy Joe, what's up, girl? Her weekend was relaxing as well. Mary JizQ is here. All right, Miss Bonnie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Coolio. Dennis here. Okay, so shout out in the comments. How was your weekend in one word? Mine was fun. Oh, my second word was normal. Fun is my first word to describe the weekend, and second word was normal. I loved how it felt more normal. All right, so Facebook is finally pushing this out there. Hi, Leah. Kelly says hectic. Hi, Marion. All right. Actually, I have one big bitch ad. It's because Mary JizQ came on here. But the big bitch is not that I don't like Mary JizQ or something, but she just reminded me that I wanted to tell you guys something. So thanks for showing up, Mary, because I thought about it last night and then I forgot. And then I will tell you or talk to you about remembering how you got through life in the first place. All right? All right. So Dinah's weekend was great. Amanda's was productive. Tanya's was busy. Awesome. Marion says hers was normal. Mary JizQ says peaceful. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it. Okay. I don't really love the hectic weekends, but sometimes that happens, right? They're just crazy. as you guys can see, I got some sun. I spent 10 hours, 11 hours outside on Saturday, 3 hours outside yesterday. I might not be able to tell that I got sun, but I did get sun. If you can't tell, that's your problem. So, here is why I'm saying, like, what reminded me of this. To say this. Excuse me. I was, like, going through and responding to people last night on Facebook because I knew that there was a shit ton of, like, notifications for me that I needed to clear through, respond to. I always like to make sure that I'm keeping up and responding to you and connecting to your posts inside of each of my communities, whether it's my paid communities or my free communities. And I noticed that Mary, you had changed your photo, Mary Jiskew. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can see her face. But then secondarily, I thought, why is she not smiling? So one of the things, and I'm sure you have a reason for not smiling. However, I still stand by what I'm about to say. One thing that I think is extremely important, and Mary's not the only one that does this. She just, like reminded me about this when I looked at her profile picture, and then reminded me again because she showed up here today, is if you want your world to change, if you want your life to change, and whether that is in the middle of everything that's going on now or after, you definitely need to show up in a way that puts you on that frequency. So I notice a lot of times when people change their profile pictures, like probably 90% of the time, you're not smiling. And the challenge with that is when you are straight-faced, even if there isn't anything wrong, you look like there's something wrong. Even if there isn't anything wrong, generally you'll look more sick. Even if there isn't anything wrong, you'll look like something happened and people worry about you. Hi, Jackie. You look sad, you look lost, you look all of these things. Now, even if you're feeling that way, I still believe that not necessarily like faking it, right? You can still do posts that share, what you're irritated about or what's bothering you, whatever. But if you run a business on Facebook and you do a profile picture like Mary's currently right now, where it's not welcoming, it's not inviting, it requires a whole bunch of questions, more worry, more negative, more stressful, it will hinder your business. It will hinder whether or not somebody does business with you or somebody else. Because there also is like, man, she looks like such a bitch. So there's that. Oh, I don't want to do business with her. She doesn't look too happy. And that may not be the case, right? None of that may be true. But as a business owner, you have to be very, very careful, especially if Facebook is where you do most of your business, not looking warm and inviting, right? So keep that in mind when you guys are doing your profile pictures, all right? And, secondarily, if you did feel a way when you took that picture and now it is your profile picture, you are sending that energy out into the universe as if to say, this is how I'm feeling, so I want to attract a shit ton more of that. Amanda says, I have RBF. If you don't know what that is, it's resting bitch face. I always try and at least smirk, right? And the thing is most times that people don't smile in their profile picture, they actually have a pretty smile, right? They actually have a beautiful face. Like, it's, crazy. But anyways. Yeah. I get it. But I still don't like the fact that you put it on. Like, why did it need to be your profile picture if you were seeing if your hair looked right? Couldn't you have just taken the photo and looked at the photo and saw if your hair looked right? I don't know. I don't know that it needed to be made your profile picture. But again, that's my 2 cents. So, not really necessarily for an explanation either, Mary, but just more of an observation, because I noticed that a lot of people, they'll take a photo of themselves and they'll think that it looks like awesome. And when you look at it, that person isn't smiling, and everything that I just said is what you depict from that. And then all of a sudden it becomes their profile picture, and it's like, why the fuck does this person post this photo on Facebook? Like, it's not a good photo. They don't look happy. So I wanted to share that. This whole journey in being here with me every day is for me to teach you how to step into your power. And one of the ways is taking action that serves you, right? If you're constantly looking at yourself in the worst light, and not like literal light, and not with no makeup, because I don't care about the no makeup, that doesn't fucking matter to me either, but like that version of your face, which you could have still smiled for your hair color, right? So my point is still legitimate. You see things, right? It triggers things in you. All of this stuff is not good for psyche, right? And it's definitely not good for business. And it is really, really good for people to worry about you. All right. So let's talk about, hi Anitra, what Miss Bonnie says she has RBF too. Tammy says she has RBF too. You know what's funny about me and my face? I know I'm looking at you like that when I first meet you. I just want you to know that I don't like you right from the gate until I decide I like you. So I'm always like, just ask Gavin. Our sons play football together. Anyways, yeah, I think I do it on purpose because I'm actually, I actually have like that friendly face and warm and welcoming, but you got to get inside my fucking bubble first. Don't come over here chatty Catherine with me until I decide I like you or not. Amanda says it's a real problem. Apparently I either look pissed or sick if I don't at least have a smirk. Hi, Davincia. That's hilarious. We can never play poker. Ooh, I'm good at poker. Well, I'm good at my poker face. I'm not necessarily good at poker. Okay. So, remember how you got through life before. So I want you to go back to, I call it elementary school as Utahns, but you might call it grade school. Go back to elementary school / grade school, right? And the one thing that you'll notice that was a common denominator through going through life, your processing face, is that you had people around you to help you get through it. And generally those people were friends, right? At that time, you didn't tend to lean as much on family for your social circles, right? And you didn't tend to lean on your boyfriends. Now, or girlfriends. If you did have a boyfriend or girlfriend through grade school, you had them, but then you had all of the other people around them that made up that support system that got you through that time. So even though I was born and raised in Utah, and we moved to a little teeny tiny town, well, it's not little teeny tiny now, but it is for a lot of places, and there was very minimal black people. I mean, everybody knew where each of the black families lived, and I dealt with a massive amount of racism in elementary school. I still had friends. I still had my crew. I still had the people that, lifted me up. There's a whole chunk of them that I still talk to today, and without those people though, everything would have been completely different. I would have felt a lot more lonely, right? I would have felt a lot less like I had something to offer to the world. I would have felt a lot less confident in sticking up for myself and believing that there actually wasn't something wrong with me. I don't know. I think a lot about it, and I don't even know if I would be alive if I didn't have those people around me who reminded me that I was worth something because I was being teased so much. So when I think about that and then I think about today, it's like night and day difference, right? So let me push pen and pause in my story there and then talk about why we're talking about this. So yesterday in my Unapologetically You Facebook group, or maybe it was the other day, I don't know, but I was responding to this yesterday. And the question was, when was the last time you had a girls' night? And the problem with the answers was that every comment except for 2 was over a year ago. Or there was one person that was like 6 months ago. So the problem was that it had been so long. And then now all of a sudden, well, now I can't, right? Now that's the story, but it's just bullshit, right? That's not why. Even if there wasn't a pandemic, you wouldn't be having a fucking girls' night, right? So the majority of the comments was over a year ago. And some 5, 7, 10, I can't remember the last time, right? And so I want to talk a little bit about this because I think that it's important to look at why it is important to take this time to go and reconnect and build those friendships. And then I'm going to talk to you about how. So usually what happens is once we get married, and that this goes for men as well, we put all of our attention and efforts into our partner and raising this family. Now, guys are way better at not doing this, or men are way better at not doing this than women are, just in general. Men are better at being like, hey, want to go golfing? Hey, want to go Hey, want to go this? And keeping that outside life going to have some normalcy. And women are horrible at it because of guilt and wow, and blah, blah, blah. And I call it a wow because it's really just an excuse to not step up for yourself. Like a lot of the other things that we talk about on this daily show, right? So, I wanted to say that men are a lot better at it because they just generally are. They don't carry a lot of guilt, and they do what their soul needs. Hi, Mary. So they just take that action moving forward. But then what happens is the wife or the partner is jealous and pissed off, and it creates animosity because she's not going and doing that, right? She's always with the kids and and it creates all of these issues. But bigger than either of like the marital things, having a life outside of the house, quote unquote, or life outside of the relationship and being a mom or a parent, is that you're not willing to make the effort. It's like, do you not have friends? So that was my next question. Do you not have friends, or are you just not making that time? So the majority ruled again, and majority of the answers was they don't have friends. And so then that brings me to the next point. The reason why there's no friends is because the effort wasn't made to create new friendships along the way. Now, this doesn't come from a place of me being better than you, because when we moved from Florida to Utah, I told Daniel, I said, I want real friends. Hi, Celia. I want friends that will come to our house and come visit us and come hang out with us and invite us to come hang out with them. I want friends that we can invite over, right? And that will show up and will come hang out with us. I want a real friendship. I wanted to feel like when we were younger and we could go hang out with our friends and it wasn't this big to do, and we had people that we knew that we connected with and had a good time with. And I want that relationship when we move back to Utah. I want to have girlfriends that I can go hang out with and get out of the house and, it not be just you and the kids and I all the time. I want you to have time where you go hang out with the guys and, hi, Victoria, and you have that relationship. I want this to change. I no longer want it to be one-sided friendships where we're the one making all the effort. We're always going there. We're always showing up. I mean, in Florida, we had like 1.5 people that would, reciprocate. But most of our friendships, if we wanted them to be nurtured or we wanted them to last, we had to make all of that effort. And it was just annoying because it made us feel like it was one-sided, right? So we kind of like talked about this, right? And if you sit down and you analyze and you look at your own life, you can find that the reason why you don't have the friendships and the relationships that you once had is because you don't make the effort that you once made. And then what comes quickly after that is no time, my life is too busy, So that's the other thing if you ask, which I don't think I did because I think it's pure bullshit. But if you ask, like, why aren't you making that time? Why aren't you building those relationships? Why don't you have those friendships? Oh, I don't have any time. But it is pure bullshit, right? You have time. Like, I can plan a craft night and go to Bunko and hang out with my girlfriends. Then we can go to this friend's house and have a game night with partners and kids and hang out in this friend's house and, hang out by the barbecue pit while the kids are running around and listening to music and drinking and hanging out. I can go to this friend's house and play rock band. And I think I have a pretty busy fucking life. So, not all on the same weekend. I'm not down for that. Let me just put that out there. I don't love that. But the point is that if you want to do it, you will make the time, right? So it's really not about time. It's about the efforts that you're making and the efforts that they're making. So I think I kind of touched on this, I don't know, last week sometime, is that you think that you just grow apart, right? You think that, I don't really know what happened to, we just don't really hang out with them anymore. Well, more than likely what happened was one or the other. We're always asking the other group of friends or girlfriend or whatever to hang out. It was like, no, 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 I'm too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy, no, 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 I'm too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy, right? And the truth is, nobody's too busy. Not if they care. Hi, Jana. Not if the relationship is important. Hi, Tracy. If they care and the relationship's important, they're going to make the time. And so when we got here, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I am not going to feel like I can't be me with my friends. So that was my other thing. I felt like every fucking friend that I got, I would lose them. And it wasn't like a big fight. It wasn't like, I was a bitch and they were like, and then it was over. There were no situations where I could pinpoint, like, holy shit, we gotta work through that, right? Every time I would have no clue why. It's like hanging out, actual friends, I fucking guess, and then gone. Never talk to me again. So the only thing I could chalk it up to is that I'm a fixer. So if you're my friend, and I was talking to Leah about this the other day, you'll see her in the comments and in the group. Like, she's actually one of my face-to-face real-life friends. I love that, real-life friends. I was talking to Leah about this the other day. Like, the only thing that I could come up with is that I would help them. So one friend that completely dropped off the face of the earth, her husband was a complete fucking dick. Like, such a dick that his nickname for her was Birch. Like, was it Birch? Yeah. Like, and when I asked what that meant, so that I wasn't assuming, it was the way he called her a bitch. Oh, hell to the fucking no. I don't give a fuck if she's okay with that. I wasn't. No, I didn't put him in his place. I definitely wanted to, because he was a fucking dick. But there were all of these other issues. And so she would confide in me and with him and with her sisters, with her mom and all the things. Okay. Person in turmoil, person who can't help but fix. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to do whatever I can, right? And we hung out all the time and it was like so awesome. Then boom, gone. So then another person, I still to this fucking day don't know what happened. I mean, she's around, but I still don't know what happened. Like, now she misses me and loves me, but we stopped hanging out of the fucking blue. I don't know. Hopefully she'll hear me say that and come on here, because she should know exactly who the fuck she is. It makes no fucking sense to me. But anyways, so again, our husbands were good friends, hung out all the time. Our kids, I loved her kids, she loved my kids. Boom, fucking gone. But problem fixer, right? So the only thing I could think of was the fact that people who show up in turmoil, if I am me, I'm going to lose that friend. Hi, Morgan. So it was so frustrating to me because like I was telling Leah the other night, I cannot be your friend, see you in turmoil, and just let it be. I also told you guys the other day, I am not the friend you come to when you want to vent. You can't come to me and vent if we're not going to move to solution. I'm good if you want to vent, but then we must move to solution because that's my personality. You just want me to fucking listen? Don't come to me. You just want to sit in your shit for the rest of your life and cry about your job and cry about your marriage and cry about your kids and cry. I'm not your fucking friend. I'm actually not going to be your friend. I can't do it, right? Because I want to help you change. I want to help you be happy. I want to help you, all of the things. I know that it can be better for you and I hate to see you in turmoil. So I'm just not that friend, right? And I think that's also been a realization for me, is the type of people I want in my life, so that, one, I'm not always fixing, because that's another thing. I always attract people who need to be fixed. But when I hit rock bottom, there is never anyone there for me because I'm their power, right? So that was another problem. So I analyzed my life and my past and my friendships, and I realized that I needed to call in, and you guys will get familiar with that term, by the way, that I needed to call in the type of friendships I wanted to have. So when I first started calling in friendships, it was just like people to hang out with who loved and accepted me the way that I am, and we got along great, sort of thing, right? So I did that, and I got a whole group of friends. Like, it was crazy fucking nuts how it all happened. It was actually really cool. And then I got maybe 7 people sometimes 12, because we play bunco, right? So I found that one of my friends from probably elementary school sent a message like, hey girls, we're getting together for some drinks at my house, want to come over? Fuck yeah, I want to come over. I'm so sick of looking at these people. The people in my house. So I went over, and she lives in this same little towny area, suburby place that we live in. So I popped over there, right? Hung out. It was so awesome. Another girl that I used to love school and party at her husband's cousin's house. It wasn't her husband at the time, but her husband's cousin's house was there. And she's like, do you remember me? I used to be at Jared's house all the time, but I was so quiet. Do you remember me? And I was like, oh my God, I think I do. And then when I see pictures now, I remember this little cute, quiet blonde girl in the corner. She was extremely quiet. And I've always been like, wah! Right? So I've always been like this. Just meaner. A lot meaner. So it was funny. So we started chatting. Google it. Google what bunco is. It's a dice game that women play, and it's awesome. She's like, she was talking about a couple of the other girls, and she's like, oh, I kicked him out of my bunco group, blah, 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 blah. So if we ever need a sub, I'll let you know. I was like, okay, please do. I got her phone number, and we were hooked, right? I love her so much. And she also lives in this little area. I can get to her house in 5 minutes. So she says to me, oh, we need a sub for bunco. Do you want to come? And listen, I don't fucking like women. So let me just be real. I know my clientele is women, but I don't like women. I'm a guy's girl. And I always tell people that, and they always look at me funny. Let's race cars. Let's go do guy things. I love video games. I'm 100% guy's girl. I guess I'm now 75% guy's girl. But I have always been a guy's girl. I am a percussionist, so in my drum line, I hung out with dudes. It's just a thing. I used to drag State Street in Salt Lake City with my guy buddies. We would go out to dinner. I always hung out with guys. Always. I have 5 brothers. I'm the only girl, so let's put that in perspective. And my dad's favorite. Well, I was my dad's favorite. Oh my God, I got it in the thing again. So anyways, pure guy's girl, gotta go to this fucking bunco group. And I'm not good meeting new people, because if I don't like you or you fucking annoy me, you're gonna know that right off the bat. So now I have to go to this group. I think there's gonna be a shit ton of bitches there. Inevitably, one of them is gonna get on my fucking nerves, and I need to be on my best behavior because I was brought here by somebody else. So I get there, and my girl Melissa's not there. So I'm like, oh, this fucking bitch is not even here. Now I gotta go into this house with all these fucking bitches that I don't know. Listen, we live in a pretty small town. So it's not teeny. It's not 4,000 people or something. But I've been here since I was 5. I'm 35 now, almost 36. And I moved away for 7 years, but I've always come back to visit. So the chance of me knowing a couple of people in this house are pretty high. But the question is, did I fucking hate them in the past, or were we cool? That's the question. All right, I digress. So I walk in this house, and this story is important. I walk in this house, and the person who answers the door, I have no fucking clue whose house I'm at. So she answers the door. There's older ladies. There's an old lady. There's women who are my mom's age women. And then I turn the corner, and I see one girl who is the sister to a dude that I used to hang out with growing up. I was like, oh, fuck, thank God. But we were both really big bitches. We weren't necessarily didn't like each other, but we were just big bitches. So this was going to either go awesome or not good. But she was invited there too and didn't know anybody, so the bitches united. And then there was another chick that I used to hang out with all the time, left school, party with, and she was there. So I was totally excited that she was there, and a really cute pit bull. So between the 2 chicks and the pit bull, I was in. But there was one chick that I gravitated to instantly. Never met her before in my life, but I loved the shit out of her within 5 minutes of meeting her. Later on that night, we go out to the bar, come to find out she's married to a dude that I went to high school with, that I was actually friends with. It was just so cool. So anyways, the night didn't turn into a complete shit show. I didn't end up making anybody cry. And from then on, I decided I wanted to be permanent in bunco. And that was in November of 2018. So I called in friends, people who would accept me and love me as I am. I did not have to be an edited version of myself. I could show up and I didn't feel like I needed to change because somebody didn't like me. And that is my group of bunko girls. I can show up as me, good, bad, or ugly, and they love and accept me as I am. So that part was awesome because I have a place where I can go and be me, right? And they're my friends and they're women. All right. Here's the problem now. In a group of 12 people, do you know how many people are in turmoil? So that's a problem. In a group of 12 people at any given moment, once a month when you're meeting together, how many of them are having problems? So the one woman that I instantly gravitated towards, I actually was having a shit show of problems in my marriage. So I was fucking pissed off at my husband and my kids. And I was like, fuck all this shit. And so on bunko night number 2, it's snowy and we're on our way to Salt Lake and we're all riding in this car. And I decide to tell her my life for whatever fucking reason of why I'm so pissed off at my husband and children. So we really just hit it off from there. But then what I found was I was gravitating towards people's problems all the time. So if there's 12 people in the room, I was constantly going towards the people who had fucking issues. It's fun because it's what I do. But again, if those issues are repetitive or I don't have any reprieve, like feeling as though it's not always about that, it's a problem. So I had to reset and go, okay, I want people to love and accept me as I am. And I love and accept people as they are. However, I want people who lift me up. I want people who are fun to be around and exciting and da-da-da-da-da. So then there was this one lady who used to play, well, our sons play football together. And she was bitchy to Daniel and I once at a game because we were setting up a canopy and she was like back away from the fucking line and we were setting up the canopy close. Had she moved close, obviously, or she was close, we wouldn't have set it up in front of her. But because she was back, we set it up in front of her. And she's like, I'm sitting back here and I can't have that in my way. And so we still set it up because that's my personality. Daniel's like, should we move? I was like, no. If she wants to see her fucking kid play, she could actually move fucking closer. I didn't say it so she could hear, but I said that so Daniel could hear. So we set up the canopy, whatever. And there's all these women, right? I don't know how many fucking kids are on a football team, but how many kids are on the football team? 15, 20? So there's lots of moms. There's lots of moms, right? Plenty of chances for me to make friends. We're not doing that because all these fucking people, I don't know who they are. I don't know if they go to church every Sunday. I'm sure they're not going to like me. And I've probably already offended them now because I scream at my kid like, what the hell are you doing? Run! That was your fault. You should be pulled out. I'm that mom. So I'm sure these people don't fucking like me. So anyways, she was all bitchy. And then so year 1, I made friends with 1.5 moms, but not really friends, but just good, right? Year 2 got closer to those 1.5 moms. It became 2 moms. And then my friend who started the whole bunko trend, that was my grade school girl, her kid was on my team, which led me to see another girlfriend. We were actually the Spice Girls in junior high. That's when I talked to you about them being my friends. We were the Spice Girls. Yes, of course, I was the black one. Anyways. That's an inside joke. Anyways, so it was so cool because I got to see these friends that I grew up with and da-da-da-da. But also in year 2, the girl that was the bitch about the canopy somehow became my friend. She would like lurk. If we were all talking, the ones that got along, she would be lurking. She would never like come up and talk, but she'd be standing there listening intently to what everybody was saying. But she was also one of the coach's wives. So I was like, this fucking bitch. Remember how I said I don't like women? I'm probably the one where they're like, I just wish she would like me. I just wish she would accept me for me. All right, anyways. So she's always lurking. And I was like, you could come over here. You know, like that's how I invite somebody to a group, all fucking bitchy. You can come over here. Anyways, long story longer. That chick's name's Kirsta, by the way. And I've already told you stories about Kirsta. And Kirsta and Jeff are actually one of our really good friends now. Since October, of 2019, we've really developed our friendship, and she was the bitchy one with the canopy. And then move that story forward, it makes complete sense now because she's a Taurus, right? And Tauruses are just assholes. So it does make sense why that all went down like that. But I do have a very like small crew of people that we're close and I feel comfortable. And I know that in this crew of people, if I need support and I need help, they're there for me. And then if they need support and they need help, I'm there for them. And then I have the next layer outside that I love them. I'm going to check on them. I'm going to make sure they're taken care of. And I know that if I really need somebody, they're there, but they're not my first reach. And then there's the next one out that I'm the one making all the effort. I'm the one that's always there for them. I'm the one that's always checking on them, and fuck them, I'm over it. I spent a year and a half doing it and I'm over it, right? So there's the layers. So my closest people, there's only 2 women and a half that I would contact if I truly, really needed something. Oh, 3 and a half, excuse me, because I have a new one now. 3 and a half, right? So you need to start building that crew. And I love it because the husband, like my husband gets along with all of the husbands. The wives will all get along because if you can get along with me, you can get along with anyone. Right? So I'm excited for camp trips for these crew of people. I am excited for double date nights for this crew of people, right? My bunko girls, I still go to bunko with. It's such a great night, but there's specific one, like only specific ones of them that I actually hang out with and I actually spend time with. But I love them all dearly and I would, be there for them and those sorts of things. So I've learned that there's layers to friendship too. Like not everybody is going to be my jam and I'm not going to be everybody's jam. And not everybody can I be that close with because I feel that it is my job to fix them, right? I feel like it's my job to heal them. I feel like it's my job to put them back together, and I can't do that. I can't be on all the time. I got to be able to fucking drink and let loose and not worry about your life falling apart. So there has to be layers, especially if your life is always falling apart or is inconsistent shit showery. You can't be my close friend. I can't do it, right? So learning these things about yourself is extremely important. So when you tell me you don't have time for friends, oh, I'm so busy, or my people, they don't have time for me. Both of those statements are just bullshit. You're not making time for them. They're not making time for you. My one friend, Kirsta, is a medical nurse practitioner. We can't be around each other like in close proximity with everything that's going on because she works with old patients. She missed us so much and we missed her so much. And our sons are best friends that we figured out how to make it work. And I think it was because of Mary Jizq. I swear to God, she was the one that posted the picture about the people sitting in the backs of the vans and do social distancing to hang out. We made that plan and we went to the park on Saturday and we parked a stall apart and we sat our chairs on either side and we each ate Chinese food and we talked about everything. The boys went and played catch using a massive amount of hand sanitizer. And it was just so fucking cool to have that time together because Utah's on social distancing. So let's be clear, we are not on quarantine or lockdown. We're on social distancing. So that's what we did to be together, right? And so that's making time. She probably, maybe not, should have done that. I mean, we did everything we could, right? We didn't hug. We never got close. If she ends up with COVID-19, it wasn't for the Willardson household because we did what we needed to keep her and her household protected, right? So that's making time, right? That's showing up for each other. That's saying, no matter what, we're going to make this work. Here's the cool thing, Mary. You could do that in somebody's backyard. People just aren't thinking outside the box. We could have gone over to their house, which is what she said after it was all said and done. We could have done this in my backyard. We absolutely could have. Like, you're not in somebody's house. You're not touching their stuff. You don't have to be in their gazebo and sitting at their table. You could be in lawn chairs on this side and 6 foot away there in their lawn chairs. You just got to think outside the damn box. So think about that. All right. What got you through life was having friends. What got you through life was, when you were young, was knowing that people loved you and that they had your back. What got you through life was knowing that you got to chat on the phone with those guys, for me, or those girls for most of you, right? And okay, what are we gonna do? Or what are you playing on the drum set right now? Or hey, do you want to hear this song I made up on the guitar? Or saving their fucking life if you're in my case, right? Like, that was life, and that gave me purpose, and that gave you purpose, and that is what moved us forward through life, right? And for a lot of you, it's what kept you alive, was that crew of people or that person like me that believed in you and helped you and didn't let you give up on yourself. And then all of a sudden we, get married and we have kids, and we don't need that. We don't need that support. We don't need that love. We don't need that outside of our household friendship and connection, because we have this person that we love and these little people that we've given birth to, and now they're our everything. That seems pretty fucked up to me, right? That whoever is in your household is all you need. That it's not true. It's not true. You need that outside perspective. You need that outside connection. You need that, I don't know what that word is. That other life, right? Don't mistake what I'm saying there. But you do need that other life, that place where you can go and be and let loose, and you're not mom, and you're not the wife, and that you don't have to do the dishes, and you don't have to prove yourself to anybody, and you just can be. And it's very hard to have that if you're attempting to have it in your home, because in your home, you are the mom and you are the wife, and there are these expectations, and you're setting the expectations, and you're holding to the expectations, and you're building your marriage, and you're dealing with your partner's job and the bad days and the da-da-das and the responsibilities, and holy fuck, right? So where's your reprieve? You can't just have that reprieve be you going out by yourself. There ain't nobody to talk any sense into you when you're saying dumb shit to yourself, right? So it can't always be that you're out on your own. You have to balance that, right? Time for yourself, time with your friends, your kids, your partner, all of these things come together. And that's where the daily power up and powering up your life came from. Because there was a point where I realized, if I go to another fucking mom group, I'm gonna fucking throat punch these bitches. I would come home and just bitch at Daniel about how dumb these women were. I hated it. I hated it. You would go, why do you go? Because these fucking kids need fucking friends, and we don't know anybody here. All right. So Janice says, as I was telling the story about me and a group of women, this would 100% be me and a group of women. And then Dennis says, this is hilarious. I totally relate. Amanda says, that's Arkansas right now. Distancing, but not locked down or anything. We just closed our state lines, though. Awesome, awesome. All right, let's see what's going on over here. Anitra says, when we moved from Sandy to West Valley, I thought I would struggle to make friends in my new neighborhood. However, it took me one trip to Maverick to make friends out of a neighbor. Now we are in constant contact through this current mess, right? So that's freaking awesome. And really, West Valley and Sandy aren't that far apart. They're not. They're like 22 minutes. It would take me the same amount of time to get from my house to you, Anitra, right in this moment that it would take you to get from West Valley to Sandy, right? So that's also a mindset thing. You don't have to let go of your friends that are 22 minutes away. Where I live and where my friend Kim lives is roughly 17 minutes. So also think, like, it's really not that far. I get it, though. You wanted to make friends in the neighborhood, but your Sandy friends aren't gone. It takes me 48 minutes to get to Sandy. No, I'm not hanging out with bitches in Sandy on a regular basis. I'm not driving to meet you 48 minutes because I know your ass ain't coming out here. That's how I think. So I'm not going to make all these friends with people in Sandy. But even from my house to somebody's door in Sandy is 48 minutes. Just putting that out there. By the way, Anitra lives in Utah. All right. Hi, Morgan. Latia's here. Leah waved at me. Awesome, awesome. Let's see what's going on this main chat. Celia says, I also attract people who need fixing, and when I needed help, I'd just be tagged as the drama queen. Nobody would dare call me the drama queen, but I get that, right? And that's also creating that circle. If you're always the one giving to other people, they should never feel that when it's time for them to give back to you, that you're the one that's drama. Those are the fucking people that can't be my friends. Fuck them. All right. What's B versus B? I don't know what the fuck that is. We can't use abbreviations with me. I have a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old, and they're constantly changing their dialogue every day. Half the shit they say makes no fucking sense to me. And why are children making up words for words that are already created right now? I have no clue. All right, off my soapbox. That's a really good idea with the Zoom. Oh, bitch versus bitch. Yes! That was me, Kirsta. And now we just gang up on everybody. Mary says I get along better with men too. She can't stand women's whining. You know, I'm learning to find that neutral zone with women, right? Of, you know, connecting with them. And I think as I get older, I am starting to have more of the femininity instead of being so fucking masculine. But then I really think summer messes that up for me. Because then we go camping and I like help dig the fire pit and I'm setting up the tent. I don't cook. So then I go to my husband and I say, what are we having for dinner? Sometimes I cook camping, but I think it messes it up for me because I'm like the fisherwoman. I don't care. You can call me a fisherman. I'm not going to be offended. I'm the fisherman, so I like to go fishing but that's where the guys are. So I think every year camping messes up that like soft side because I like, like back to where I feel the most comfortable. Stratton is a percussionist. So every day I'm reminded of what it was like, you know, growing up with my crew and hanging out with my boys and racing cars and the things we used to do and partying and all my life. There were girls around, but my closest friends still to this day, I'm working on getting the women, you know, pretty close, but I still in my soul feel like my closest friends are guys. I work on it. I mean, I don't talk to them about my problems because I'm married. There is a line, right? So I do talk to the women about my problems, but it's annoying because a guy's perspective for me is way easier to understand. But I'm working on it. It's only been 15 years of marriage and I'm still working on the girl's perspective. Oh God, it may not happen. Jenna says, kids do that so you cannot understand what they are saying. Well, we'll be playing video games. I have to understand what the fuck he's saying because if I don't understand what he's saying, I'm going to get shot in the ass. But he says something like, that gun is nerfed. So does that mean that it's good or bad? Do I pick it up? Do I not pick it up? So I'm always bitching him out. So last night he goes, Mom, in Apex, they're nerfing some weapons, which means they're making them worse. And they're, what does he call the other one? Buffing other weapons, which means they're making them better. It's about to all change. Blah, 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 and he said all these things. So now he's starting to give me definitions, which I greatly appreciate.
Buff, stronger, nerf.
Yeah, but it's just stupid. Why can't he just say, they're going to make these guns better and these guns worse? We don't need to change the fucking words. Mary says, because I was a scoutmaster, the women wanted me to kill the bugs, chase away a snake. The snake left and they freaked because they wanted me to know where it was exactly. I said, as soon as I screamed, the snake left. Or as soon as you screamed, the snake left. That's hilarious. I ain't gonna fuck around with no snakes. We've got rattlesnakes in Utah, so I'm out on that. And I don't like spiders. There are a couple girly things about me. But for the most part, I'm good. I can put my own worm on the hook. That's fine. I can rip it in half. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. But blood makes me want to throw up if it's human blood. There's certain things. All right, so tell me in the comments, what was your number one takeaway from this training? That's what I want to know from you. Shout out in the comments, what was your number one takeaway? Because I want you to take action. I don't care if we are in this fucking pandemic. Why can't you go into a Facebook group that's for your local community? We have like 7, 8, 15 of them at this rate. And this small ass town that we live in, that I could do a post that says, hey ladies, with everything going on, I'm sure that you feel like, you're alone in all of this. I'm starting a, weekly meetup for ladies on Zoom who wants to be part of it. And there'll probably be 190 comments in each group. So I think it's also this mindset of, oh, we're in this and we can't do this, and knock all that fucking shit off. If you really want to build relationships, if you really want to connect with people, if you really want to build friendships, you could easily do it now. That's why there's, technology. So if you don't have any friends where you are, and those are not gamer terms, Mary. They just came out because I have been playing this fucking game with these kids for 2 years now. And they never said anything like this. These terms just barely started. Because I am a gamer and I love RPGs, but Battle Royale games are new to the fucking world. And these goddamn kids get on TikTok or watch these videos on YouTube and they decide that they're cool by plucking out random fucking words. I'm gonna kill them. No, they're not. They don't have to be nasty. Mary, there's good people everywhere. Change your mindset. All right. Number one takeaway. Oh, I'm telling you. There's so many words that they say. I'm like, what does that mean? Mom. Listen, I am fucking cool, but that shit is not a word. Nobody has a takeaway? Not one? I'm waiting. So I do want you to comment with your number one takeaway. Yes, I'm asking you to do it right now. We're getting ready to jump off here. Takeaway. Boom. If you want your friends, make the time to find a way to connect with them using today's technology. Now remember, that's just for now, right? You can understand, like, in the past, or once this is all over with, you don't have to use the technology to connect. You can actually meet face to face, right? Amanda says, guys will ask me about women. I don't know. Just because I'm a female doesn't mean I understand them any better than you do. I actually do understand females. That's interesting. Jana says, I blame Twitch for the damn new names and games. Yes. Yes. Mary's a liar. No worries, Tammy. Mary's a liar. Liar, Mary. I used to play like original Final Fantasy, but they don't have those terms in those. I don't know what MMORPGs are. I don't know what that means. Is that like on a computer? Because I don't play computer RPGs. I never have. All right, so let's look at some more takeaways. Just like me time, you have to make time for friends. Connect with people. You need to make time. I'm just kidding, Mary. I guess I must not be that cool of a gamer. I must not be. I literally, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's fucking names. Mom, you want to play Apex? Yeah, if you're going to speak fucking English. All right. So with that, I want you to take intentional action today to build friendships. Intentional action today to build friendships, right? It's not going to happen. I love Legends of Zelda. Yeah, so you've got Legends of Zelda, you've got Fable, you have Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, I never did those. The only time I started playing online is when fucking Fortnite came out, and fuck Fortnite. And then Apex came out and I was like, I can handle that. And then I attempted to play Call of Duty online and that fucking sucked. Those are my only online games. Nope, I'm out. Nope, no, I'm out. I only do Apex now. But that would make sense because those are the only 3 games I've ever played. Connect, right? And know that at the beginning that when you are... I never played it online though. Just with myself. I don't really like people. Did I mention that? And when fucking dudes come on and start flexing and talking shit, and a lot of dudes say the N-word a lot, back to back to back to back to back, and then they start talking shit, but then when I talk, they ask me if I'm gay because I sound half like a man and I guess half like a woman and all the shit I have to put up with, I will fucking blow their house up. So I'm not really a big fan of online gameplay unless they're people that I know, because I get really fucking pissed at assholes. So that's why I don't do that. Nope, not worth it for me. Not worth it for me. Anitra says to help build our relationships using technology we have to get to others. Anitra also says, I recently made a plan with my children's grandparents to do Easter baskets. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. So, think about what you're going to do. Who are you going to reach out to? What's a relationship you're going to take to the next step, right, of connection? Or how are you going to start building your friendships now so that when this is all over, you can meet in person and you actually have more relationships, right? You have more friendships, you have more connectivity. Because you know what? Excuse me. The more I hang out with other people, the more normal I feel as a parent and a mother. And the less I hang out with other people, the more I feel like I'm doing it all wrong. Did I say a parent and a mother? I meant to say a mother and a wife, right? So the less I hang out with other people, I start to feel like, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit wife and I'm fucking my kids up and, you know. But then when I hang out with other people, I'm like, oh good, we're all fucking our kids up and being bitches to our husbands. Yay. Now let's work together to be nice this week. And it's really cool because Kirsten and I will challenge each other to do nice things for our partners because we're both Tauruses and dominant in our relationships, and our husbands are less dominant and really do let us run the show. So Kirsten and I are good for each other because we'll be like, say something nice today, do something nice today, remember to appreciate them today. Or Kirsten will shoot me a podcast and say, listen to this podcast, I loved it so much, I got great information from it, but she never tells me what the information was. And then I listen to the podcast and I'm like, yeah, I need to be more whatever it is, or do da-da-da. And so we're helping each other, right? So there's also that too. Oh, cool. So Mary started a women's group from the Nextdoor app. They get together. She'll have to suggest a Zoom call and guide the computer on like how to do it all. They go out to dinner, they go to outings, etc. She has her scrapbooking friends, her Bible study friends, her lifetime friends. So that's a thing that Les Brown talks about, are the different sets of friends that you have. You're not going to have the same set of friends for everything. So I have my bunco friends, I have my hangout girlfriends, I have my every once in a while friends. I don't like to have too many people because that's too many emotions and like shit showeries to keep up for me, and it drains me. Let's see. Amanda says, that I understand, females better than teenagers. LOL. Seriously though, that in any relationship it's give and take 100%. Amanda even knew what MMO stood for. Like, why do we have to abbreviate? Why do we have to abbreviate? All right. Jana says, I have a reminder on my phone to be nice to the hubs each day this week. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Sometimes that's what it takes. Other people would judge you for that, Jana, and be like, really? You have to have a reminder to be nice to your husband? Fuck her, she can't be your friend. Because she's the bitch that's always like, my husband is so amazing. He's so perfect. You can't be my friend then. If you have a perfect husband, you can't be my friend. I don't want to hear about it. I do want to hear about like how cool he is, but I also want to hear when he is a dick. I dropped off my secret sister gift, giving an Easter basket to a young lady in my business. That's cool. I mean, I used abbreviations for my company because I don't like to type out all the words, but I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, so we're going to get off here. If you haven't yet, make sure you post your number one takeaway from this right here on this video, and then move forward today with one action towards either developing a friendship further or creating a new friendship. And if you really want to be awesome, take both actions. Develop a friendship further and develop a new friendship. All right, so I will see you back here tomorrow. Remember, progress, not perfection. Give yourself some grace, and remember to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. I will see you tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern inside of the Get Your Shift Together workshop pop-up group. And remember, if you have not signed up for this free workshop, go to workshop.powercoachalisha.com. You can copy and paste the link from the description of this video. See you later.